Page 6, colored windows. 4/4 time, 2 flats. We're in the key, I guess, of B flat major. Makes sense? Okay, whatever, that's close. Rhythm-wise, not a lot of problems. Half notes and quarter notes, we can handle that. We just got a lot of block chords, blocked. That means chords where all the notes are played at the same time. So, kind of take both hands together here. You have a B flat chord here, because really the notes in it, a B flat F, so really they're just rearranged. Well, they can do that, that's fine. And they want you to do here 5 and 2 and 1 and 3. Not crazy about that, because you can do this and then come up if you have to. But if your fingers will allow, go ahead and do the 1 and 3. And then hold the whole note down in the right hand and come over with the left and play that half note. That's what the LH is for. Isn't that nice? And then next measure, you're here. Again, the left hand comes over, hold the right hand down. Next line, similar. Now they want 2 and 1 here. Not crazy about that, but okay, if you can do it, do it. Otherwise, you gotta go here, and that's fine too. Either one will work fine. Because if you do it here, so I can do a 1 and 5 in the right hand there if I have to. Then the third line down, we're 3, 5. There's 4 here. Come over, and then here. Come over. Oh boy, come again. E natural. And hold all the notes down except the F. You just change it from an F to an E flat. The other 3 notes are held down, because in the left hand you have a whole note, and in the right hand you have a C that's tied to another C. It acts like a whole note. And then you go back to the top. Listen very carefully and try and get all the notes down at the same time. You put your hand in that position and you're lowering both hands together. Just try and stay relaxed, don't get tense. The melody, if there is one, is going to be the top note in the right hand. If you have the control, play that note a little louder than the others. So it comes out. If you don't have the control, don't worry about it. That comes eventually. You just have to work at it. Just play them all the same if you have to. And this piece, a lot of what we're after here is just the color of the sound, the color of these chords going from one chord to another and all that. And it has to be smooth and even, so we'll use the pedal for that. But before we get there, I want to talk just a bit about dynamics. As far as articulation goes, there isn't a lot going on. They got slurs. Okay, but the pedal covers up the slurs. Okay, so let's talk dynamics. You're soft at the beginning, and you're staying soft pretty much all the way through until you get to the third line. You come up just a little bit to sort of soft. And you're staying that way until the end at the bottom. And you see the RIT there, you can slow down a little bit. And I would come off that E flat, make it soft. Bottom. And then you'd go back to the top, it's soft again. Not a lot going on in dynamics. With this piece, you're going to have to get to know it so you can start feeling this music and feeling these colors and sounds. And then you feel the dynamics, and you're not going to play the first 2 lines all at soft. You're going to get a little louder and a little softer as you feel it. For instance, at the beginning here, I might want to come up just a hair on that. Ba, 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 da. Maybe, don't have to. I could go here and I could start there and just come down. Come down each one. You experiment and you adjust and make them all. Don't play them all the same. Play around with it. Then we have to add this pedal because we need the overtones and we need the connections. And it's all legato pedal or syncopated pedal or lag pedaling or whatever you want to call it. The point is the notes happen first and then the pedal does its thing, whatever it is. So at the beginning, I'll push the notes down first and then the pedal. And when I change the pedal, when the chord changes at the measure, I'm going to play the notes first and then change the pedal. Same thing each time. Just the whole thing is that way. They've got the pedaling in there, you can do it that way. Now when you get down to the bottom, let's take the last couple of measures. We're still pedaling legato here. Now they're showing lift the pedal up with the hands. So there's just a speck of silence, and then push it down after you play the notes at the beginning. Okay, we can do that. You don't have to. You can legato pedal that too. So it's an interpretation thing. As how do you want to interpret it? Some people will play it one way, others another, and whatever. That's the beauty of music. It isn't one way to do it. It's your way of doing it. Just don't violate what the music tells you to do. How you pedal this is up to you. If you want to hear the phrasing, then lift the pedal up so you can hear the phrasing. It's like it's phrased or slurred, whatever they are, every 2 measures, so I could do that. I could lift the pedal up with the right hand here before going off, so there's a little silence. Recommended. That's kind of choppy. However, at the end of the second line, you do lift up. It's the end of a section. The last note, second line, because that's a fermata, and you can hang on to that forever. With a metronome, I just double it and be 8 counts instead of 4. But here, the pedal comes up with the hands. So there's a little silence before you go to the next section, which is the 3rd line. Here. So there you can do that. Now if you do lift up at the end of the 2nd line, before you go to the 3rd, then do the same at the bottom. When you're here at the bottom, then lift up before you go to the next. My problem with that is at the bottom, this leads into this. It leads into what's at the top. And I don't like separating a lead-in from what follows it. To me, that's unmusical. So I would be tempted to legato pedal that here. Even though it's a different section, don't care. I don't want to lead into something and then stop and then go on. But at the end of the 2nd line, there's no lead in there. You're just ending with a chord and then you can go on. And there, a little silence is fine. Different ways of interpreting it. You'll have to decide what you like. When you get to the end of the 2nd line and there's that fermata, and you're holding it, I would recommend, it's interpretation, it's just my feelings, that you not observe the fermata until the very end. Because at the bottom you have the DCL fine that sends you back to the top, and then the fine is where the fermata is. So I suggest you wait and do the fermata on the fine only that time and not when you're going through it the first time. It tends to break the continuity of the flow of it if you start adding a fermata in there in the middle someplace. But at the end it's nice because you can just let the sound die away. So when we do the play with me, I'm not going to do the fermata the first time. I'm going to wait until the very end and then I'll hold it 8 counts. I would like to play this with you very slowly. I'd like to play it without pedals so you can hear the notes better, but I'd like to also play it with pedals so you can hear the effect the pedal has. So I'll play it very slowly. You want to play it maybe one hand at a time, make sure you have a whatever. I don't know. We'll try. It's a slow piece anyway, but I'm going to go slower than that. I'll give us 4 counts. If you want to play along, go ahead. 1, 2, ready, go. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 3, go on. 2, 2, 4, 2, 2, 4, 2, 2, 4. Top. 2, 2, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 4, 2. 3, 4, hold.